Well, folks, I did it. I sold my house to further commit to making this video game. Have I gone insane? Hello everyone and welcome back to another developer log for Horizons of Achaea. Today is more of a business/life update, though those things are getting closer, and I promise they're going to be coming very soon. And if you've seen any recent posts in our community tab, you'll have seen our latest art for the crew of the Cormorant, thanks to John, our studio artist. All of those characters that you're seeing in that portrait are now actively being modeled in 3D. No, but today I wanted to expand on what I've talked about in previous developer logs, and that October and November were going to be a bit life-changing as far as me personally goes. And thus it might slow down the progress of this game for that slight moment. And that particular life change was that I sold my house. And I mean it, there it was in the picture. It's sold, it's gone. It's on to its new owner. I closed on the house earlier last week, and a portion of the proceeds are going towards the development of the MVP of Horizons of Achaea. It was hard to let go of that house. I purchased the land back in 2015, and me and some friends cleared it and got rid of all of the crap that was on the land in order to build that house. And I started building it in 2017, and I have lived there ever since last week. To which I truly thought at the time that I'd be staying there for the entirety of the rest of my life. But last year, life sort of illuminated a different path for me that I'm currently on. And it's a path I genuinely wanted to explore. I've since moved into an apartment in the neighboring town, and I've been there for about a couple of weeks. I'm still sort of settling in, but for all intents and purposes, I've got the hurdle of selling the house now behind me. And if you're anyone who's ever bought or sold a house, then you know that there's a whole lot of little things in between whenever you list the house and you get to closing that crop up. Like there's house repairs, there's home inspections, there's negotiating with the potential buyer, and a lot of things that eat up a lot of time, which weighed heavily on my ability to move the game forward both technologically and financially. But now to address the elephant in the room. Did I just bet the farm on building my first dream project of a game? I believe the answer to be a resounding no. That said, it was a deciding factor in my move, as I'm hoping to pursue my dream of creating this video game and lifting up people in the process. And aside from the obvious cash influx that the sale of the house gave me to push game development forward, the fact of the matter is that moving into the city is giving me both time and flexibility. Time that I was spending on things like yard work, general house maintenance, and simply time driving back and forth to work and getting things like groceries and what else, because I did live kind of way out in the country. I really had to reflect on what I wanted to do and how best to utilize my time. My wife and I had discussed plans to move quite a while back, and I clued in a couple of trusted family members and friends as well to the idea that I was floating in my head of moving away from a house that I built and into the city to focus on what essentially is a glorified hobby of mine right now. But we ultimately decided to take the leap. I included those individuals because obviously this just wasn't an atom decision. I needed to get everyone's input that lives it might directly affect. Notably, my family, my wife, my daughter, and some close friends and close family, just like I mentioned before. But we all came to the conclusion that we're going to be fine, and we had some plans to move in the future anyway. We just accelerated those because I'm still relatively young, and when I look back at this point in my life, I really want to be proud of the fact that I was willing to give it a try. Whether it succeeds or fails, we gave it the old college try. Now, I got to reinforce, for anyone out there watching this that has aspirations to be a game developer as well, I'd strongly advise against just living off of savings of something big like the sale of a house, despite it being a little bit of a temptation. That's probably a decent thought to have in the forefront of your mind Whether you're changing careers to game development or anything else that is a major switch in what you're doing currently in your day to day. I've made sure that my financial plans are solid and that my family's taken care of, bills are met, and only a small portion of these funds are going towards the development of this game. And that provides me the challenge of trying to make this studio self sufficient. Also, biggest thing, I have not quit my day job. So, where do I stand at the moment? Well, I'm very well queued up for next Monday, which is at the time of this recording, the 18th of November. And I'm going to be hitting development hard with the beginning moments of the game. I have a meeting towards the end of this week with a couple of other folks that are interested in this project. And in general, I'm going to keep things on track and try to provide steady updates through the end of December. This, of course, will include additional art assets from John, more 3D models from the vendor, and some game footage if I can manage to squeeze that out here in December. Tony is also working on a new audio track for us as well. My initial thoughts were that I was going to have a demo here by the end of 2024. And while I think I'm still going to have some good gameplay footage to show you guys, I don't know if a fleshed out demo is going to be done by the end of December or not. We probably won't have that until more along the lines of February or March, depending on when people are able to be freed up for certain aspects of the game. We'll see how the next couple of weeks go, and I'll keep you guys clued in on what the additional timelines are going to be like. A realistic goal is that I might have the Steam page up here by the end of the year, which should give us some pretty good exposure at that point. I'm hoping to bring a couple more developers into the mix as well as the next couple months go by, so stay tuned for how those developments come out. I'm so thankful for the support and encouragement that the community has given me so far, and even Patches here. I'm so thankful for the support and encouragement so far from viewers like you all that have made this last year possible. And especially to the Patreon supporters that are contributing either monthly or through their one-time donations in order to make sure that these developers that are helping me with this project are well-fed and comfortable. As a reminder, I'm not taking any proceeds in this. It is all going towards any of the developers that are helping me with this project and moving it forward. If you're interested in contributing, links are below on how to help out. This next 12 months I feel like is going to be quite the wild ride. I know the last 12 months has been. And I'm looking forward to dedicating as much energy as it takes in order to bring this thing to life. Thank you all again, and as always, I'll see you on the horizons.